Welcome to Birth of a Doula. Happy Saturday. My name is Erica, and here we are. So, we are 16 days into the new year, and I just wanted to check in. So, I talked about my last video how I'm like reviving or updating how I'm going to execute Birth of a Doula from here on out because it feels more natural. It feels less forced, and I can just talk about the things that are literally going on in my life. So, at the beginning of the year, it has been like trendy to do like vision boards. And before vision boards, we just did like, what are your New Year's goals? What are those? So, I did them last year for myself. Like the first time ever I did a vision board for 2020. And my vision board wasn't all extravagant, cutting and pasting in art and child, it was this. It was construction paper with a marker. Now the tape, I'm dirty. So I flipped it over for this year, but this is what I did for last year, like literally, and I put it above my bed. So I'm constantly taking in whatever my goals are that I want to accomplish for the year. So I'll share with you. So my vision 2020, certified let me start all over. Certified postpartum doula, check. Certified birth doula, check. Apply / get accepted into a master's program, check. I actually got accepted into 2 programs. I applied to be a natural Ayurveda health practitioner, and it felt good. Like, yeah, this is the one I want to do, something in health, but not exactly this. So then I was like, you know what? Pardon me, I won't be able to participate in the program. Thank you all so much. So, and then recently I shared that I got accepted into Bastyr University for my master's in midwifery. And that is what makes my soul sing. Birth work, helping women give birth, giving the education and the time for that. So, 2 master's program. Design 2 more houses and make commission. Check. I did 3 houses in 2021. I received commission for all 3 of them. So I was really proud of that. One thing I didn't do was take 2 more interior design classes because, again, I have another brand that I'm working on entitled Interiors by E. So I'm an interior designer. I give my vision for a house, and we make that happen and make it very livable and beautiful for families to live in. And I love that. I love expressing my creativity. And then lastly, create skincare for myself and my mom, a wash, scrub, toner, and serum. So I didn't do that. I didn't do it by creating. I found brands that have been working for me. Like after I had my daughter, many women have experienced, including myself, acne. In high school, I didn't have acne because I was on Proactive. But then after having a baby, skin broke out. And then in nursing school, pharmacology it explained crazy amount of things, how these drugs and how our body ingests things. Like, you don't just ingest things by eating, but your eyes, your nose, like your ears, and like touching things, your body just constantly ingests things. So if I can't eat it, I really don't want to put it on my skin. So I use skincare lines that are both Black owned and both natural. And that has been very important to me. So I showed this to you all to say, look, if you have goals, if you have things that you want to do, write it down. And it doesn't have to be for New Year's. It can just be today and you want to complete it over the year. Like, whenever you have a goal, just write it down. Write it down and put it in a space where you see it so you can subconsciously pass it. And then your spirit is like, okay, you're going to attract it. It's like the law of attraction. I'm still learning, reading up on that stuff, but I believe the basics of it to be true. The more you put it out in the atmosphere and you welcome it in your space, it's going to come to you. But you have to be prepared to do it. So that's what I'm doing. So this year, dirty. So I have like 5 above my bed, 5 different vision boards above my bed for 2021, vision papers. So I have a career one, I have a relationship one, I have a financial one, and I have like a little task type of one. So on this one, I want to learn how to swim. In 2006, I believe, my cousin drowned, and we were really all like we were close, like always around each other. So losing him that way, and then experiencing the fear from my mother, I never again pressed myself to learn how to swim. And now, I'm traveling. I'm out here in these streets. No, I'm not. But I am traveling more and swimming. I love tropical places. Like if I didn't think swimming was necessary, I wouldn't be in all these tropical places. But now that I'm learning, like, hey, since you like the sun and there's water, you need to learn how to swim. So 2021 is my year. Hold me accountable, and we will check back in and talk about that. Learn to drive a stick shift. I've always had a car that had automatic, and I never learned to drive stick shift. I want to feel like Fast and Furious for real, safely, but I just want to learn what I'm doing. Grow a successful garden in pallets. When big semi trucks drop off those big shipments wrapped in plastic of all the individual things, they come on these wooden pallets. I want to create a garden by putting wheels on the bottom, a sustainable garden that I can grow herbs, that I can grow, what else? Like tomatoes, cabbage, spinach, all the things that I use. I want to create this for myself so I love doing all things natural. So that is going to be something that I'm really, really looking forward to. We tried it in 2020. It was cool. And then me and my mom started traveling, and then my stepdad, he forgot, and then everything, just kind of died. So I want to just keep it going and learn and really gain my green thumb. My family has always loved my grandmother on both sides, my mom, my aunt. They love gardening. As a kid, I was gardening. Calluses at young ages from gardening. And I want to go back to that. I loved it. And I want to give that type of knowledge to my daughter so she can sustain her own food and not really spend so much at Whole Foods like mommy does. So I also want to grow my butt circumference to a 41.5. I went from a 37 to a 39.5, or 39. So I'm really happy about that. But I just want to keep the gains coming, keep the blessings coming. May our booties and our pockets get fatter. I want to learn how to French braid. I have curly hair, and my daughter has curly, crazy hair, and it's a lot. And I want to learn that so I can just do all these different styles that women are doing on YouTube, setting up, making these videos. I don't really want to make videos off of them. I just want to be more self-sufficient in beautifying myself, Read 30 books. I was a reader. I loved reading, absolutely. So a series that I just completed in 2020 was Maya Angelou's autobiography. Oh my gosh. I'm that dramatic person that says, this book changed my life. No, not kidding. Her books changed my life. I related to them. I cried. I laughed, all within the same breath. And to do that in that way, by being so clear and being so honest with your experience, to me is amazing. So I want to read 30 more books because I've always been a nerd. I love reading. I gain and buy books, buy gifts, or buy like, hey, you want to trade? And then I'm just like, when am I going to have time to read all these books? So I'm making time this year. I purchased Gabrielle Union's autobiography, Michelle Obama's Becoming, Barack Obama, A Promised Land. What else? I just have Toni Morrison books. I have all of these books by all of these greats and these things that I want to read. Like sometimes I even play around and I say, I wish I had an alternative or alternate life where I can pause this one, go read all the books I want to read, and then check back into this one. But it doesn't work that way. So I'm putting it on my list so that way I know that I'm going to get it done. And also I'm going to make recommendations or tell you what I'm reading. Like right now I'm reading a book by Osho. I'll share it because I didn't bring it with me. Sorry. In my next video, just to give you guys a list of the things I'm reading. They're very introspective. They can cause a little bit of chaos internally. That's just because you're really analyzing and doing your introspective healing work. So it's not a bad thing. It's just finding out, who you are, and I enjoy that process. And then lastly, I want to become more flexible. When I was younger, I was 6. I had a virus called virus cerebralitis. So your cerebellum is the back of your head, and this is the area of your brain responsible for your balance. So doing things that involve balance, riding the bicycle, doing skating, any type of gymnastic thing as I got older, I began to get more nervous. So being flexible, I didn't work on it as much because I was fearful. I remember what it was like not learning how to walk again. And I took that, I made fear the God that I served instead of the being empowered and the God of like being brave, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to give myself chances. That's why I made this list. It's sticky because I was hung it up and I just ripped it off for this video. I'm going to go put it back shortly, but I want to give myself that chance. So I created a list. Whatever anyone has a goal of, write it down and do it. Like, if anyone thinks it's funny or it's corny or it's crazy, well, that's fine. You just won't get as many things accomplished that you want to, that your heart and that your being wants to do. And these are all things that I've been wanting to do for years. I just never gave myself the time or the drive, put in the effort to do it. But now I want to. So it doesn't matter what day it is. If you think of something, create your little paper, hang it above your bed, have more paper and markers, however you want to do it, to accumulate more goals on that paper so you can check it off. And then you can reflect at the end of your year and be like, wow, I really did some cool stuff this year and I'm really proud of myself. Having those moments are so amazing and reflective, or so amazing and so powerful, that everyone deserves to have them and do them. So I encourage you all to do it. And comment below, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Birth of a Doula, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.